Hey Strictly fans! So what a week. Huge kudos to the costumes and makeup and props department this week, because they went all out for the Halloween special and they were really good. Um, they're always impressive, but I don't know, this year seemed even better. Stephen Oller had my little boy running for cover because he was absolutely petrified, so it was quite cute. I loved the majority of the dances this week. Alison and Aliash, their Wuthering Heights American Smooth, didn't really watch a lot of that because when I hear that song, I have to do my Kate Bush impersonation, so I was kind of busy doing that. But now the competition is like progressing and getting further down the line. There's starting to become quite a clear divide between the top and the bottom, and unfortunately, I think Alison's slipping into that bottom half somewhat. Same for Sinatra and Brendan, and unfortunately tonight, same for Stephen Oller. I think he could have done so much better, but he just forgot all the footwork, and he was obviously concentrating on the lifts that were coming up, and he was getting a bit, anxious about those. And they were really incredible, but there's no point if you don't have the basic footwork down. Simon forgot a little bit, but Christina's very distracting in that catsuit, even for me, so he's kind of forgiven. Jake didn't do as well as I thought he would do. I was surprised to hear that he had struggled this week with the passo, because I thought that would be one of his strongest dances, actually. But, I mean, it wasn't bad by any means, and the speed which he had was incredible. But it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, maybe. Right, let's deal with the crap ones, and then we'll move on to the really good ones. Scott and Joanne, he's not any good. He's a terrible dancer. But actually, I thought that it was his best dance to date, and I thought that Joanne had choreographed that really, really well. The beginning bit where he danced like Lurch, I mean, it was made for him. Not Lurch, Uncle Fester. It was made for him. And yeah, he did really well. And I quite like him. He's sort of growing on me. I think he's probably quite a nice person, maybe. I always thought he was an idiot, but shouldn't judge, should you? Well, you can judge on Strictly, obviously. So yeah, I thought he did quite well, but Judy and Anton, I mean, it was just terrible. There's just nothing. No redeeming feature. Nothing. There's nothing. I mean, with Scott, you have that really lovely partnership with him and Joanne, but I don't get that from Anton and Judy. I don't get any personality, signs of life. Nothing. She just walks around the floor or gets dragged by Anton, and it was appalling. And I'm telling you now, if she goes through to next week, I am hunting down those who vote for her, because I've just had enough. Right, now let's move on to the really good ones. Mark, bless his heart, Mark and Karen, I'm going to adopt him and keep him for my pet. He is adorable, and I just want to cuddle him tight. Bless his heart. He danced that jive so well, and when Sinatra did her jive, I was saying, I wish that somebody would get the jive right, because I really love watching the jive. It's one of my favourites, and nobody's got it perfect yet. And then he came along and did that. He was amazing, wonderful, and of course he danced the whole thing with a massive grin. He is so happy to be here, and loves this competition so much. And he was top of the leaderboard, bless him, for just 5 minutes, and that was all he needed, really, just the boost he needed. I mean, he just was incredible. And then it was the girls again. Caroline and Pasha danced really well together, their samba. And the judges complained that it was too clean, so you just can't win, can you? But she'd worked hard to get the steps right and everything. Pixie and Trent, they're wonderful together, and Craig picked up on that this week and said how good their partnership is, which was good, because I like to hear that. I like to know that I've got it right. They are wonderful together to watch. They didn't quite push it as far as they could, I don't think, because then when Frankie and Kevin came along, now I had a feeling, you know, Tango to Defying Gravity, I had a feeling it was going to be good, and they were just amazing. Quick word of note, because I won't rest easy until I've said, they massacred that song, and I was really upset by that, because they didn't get a clear run on any of the verses. You know, I know it inside out, back to front, and probably in Japanese, and there were sections of that song that they could have taken where they could have had a clear run up to the chorus. No, I'm going to go off on a tangent if I'm not careful, but they just, they're normally really good with the music, but they weren't. I mean, she sang it well. She sang it really well. It's a very difficult song to sing unless you're Leah Michelle or Idina Menzel. But it, yeah, they just cut it up too much. They left most of it on the floor. So it was that really irritated me. But all that aside, their dancing was just sensational, and Frankie was just incredible. She had Elphaba down to a T, and Kevin as the heartbroken Fiero watching her fly away. Oh, it was wonderful. And their steps, they were so perfectly in sync. There was this bit where they went across the floor together, and I just was like, oh, oh, and you know, I get tears in my eyes just watching them. Oh, it was wonderful. It was true dancing, and that makes me happy in my heart. So, with all that in mind, tomorrow night, I think the three girls, you know, the good ones, and Mark will be safe. I think Jake will probably be safe simply because of the number of EastEnders viewers who will vote for him. But I think we could see Alison, Steve, Sinetra, any of those in trouble, really. I mean, you know, fingers crossed Judy goes into the dance-off. It should be Judy and Scott. But, you know, as we learned last week, the British public are not to be trusted with a vote. So we'll have to wait and see. Join me here tomorrow. Bye.